Hey my loves, welcome back to Mthangtv. If you're new here, my name is Mthang, and on this channel it's all about looking good, feeling confident, and stepping into your soft girl era effortlessly. No fancy techniques, no complicated products, just a clean soft glam look that anybody can do. So if you're just starting out or you want something quick and easy, this video is for you. Before we even touch makeup, skin prep is everything. You don't need a million products, just something clean and moisturized. I also recommend cleaning your brows for a more crisp eyebrow look. Today I decided to start with the brows. I used the NYX brow pencil in the shade Espresso Brown, and I'm going to lightly follow the same shape of my brow. I just want to extend it just a little bit, outlining the other brow as well, and then I'm going to connect the top with the bottom. Then we're going to begin drawing little hair motions in the front of the brow, lightly pressing, going in an upward motion. You never want your brows to be too close together. You just want to bend your brow a little bit above your natural brow shape. Once we finish our brows, we're going to grab a concealer in the shade that is closest to your skin tone. I'll be using a brush set I received from Morphe. They sent over a full brush kit plus a mini box with a powder puff and beauty sponge. I thought this would be perfect to show you how beginners can get a clean look without complicated tools. Can we get into the brush set though? Like, it has every brush that you could ever need. I went in with the eyebrow pencil brush and also with the shade Tan Sand of my concealer. I'm going to outline the bottom part of my brow, also bring it to the front of the brow as well. Same steps to the other side as well. You want to make sure that the concealer is touching the bottom brow, and you want to slide the brush down. Once all the product is applied, we're going to take a small detailed brush to blend out the concealer into the skin. You want to make sure that you are using tapping motions. We are not swiping, we are tapping into the skin. Once all the concealer is blended out, you're going to take your foundation and we're going to apply the foundation to the top of the brow. We are outlining the natural shape of your brow, and you want to make sure that you are close to the actual brow. I'm going to use the same detail brush to blend out the top of the brow, and we're going to follow the same steps on the other brow. I know a lot of the girlies have a hard time with the brows, but I promise practice makes perfect, and you don't want to overdo it with the brows. You just want to follow the same natural shape of your own brow. Now I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier setting powder in the shade Translucent. I'm going to apply that on my brow, and then I'm going to go in with my contour black opal stick. Then I'm going to blend that out with the Morphe contour brush. Using the same tapping motion, you want to tap it until it blends effortlessly into your skin. And then I'm going to apply my concealer. I'm using the Too Faced brand in the shade Sand and Natural Beige. For the concealer, I'm using the shade Sand first, and I'm just placing it where I want brightness under the eyes and a little around the mouth, up the bridge of the nose, and in between the brow on the forehead. You want to apply the concealer as well. Now I'm going to take that concealer and place it under the eye as well, and down the bridge of the nose and at the end of the eye. Once the concealer is on, you want to let it sit for a little before you start blending it out. You want to blend that out with a small blending brush. We're going to start blending the outer before we start blending the inner to blend out effortlessly. I'm tapping into the skin and I'm dragging it to the end of the eye. When blending under the eye, you want to make sure that you're looking up to prevent any creasing. When tapping into the skin, you want to make sure that you're covering every area that needs to be covered. And I'm going to bring that concealer up above the eyelid as well when I'm blending it out. When blending out your concealer, you want to make sure that you're moving fast as well, because when the concealer dries up, you don't want it to get too dry. If it does get too dry, you can always just apply more concealer to the same area and blend it out. Also, if you guys notice that I only use concealer and I don't use foundation first, because with this new technique I like to underpaint. Once we've blended out under the eye, we're going to start blending out the bridge of our nose and on our forehead. Once everything is blended out to my liking, I'm now going to go in with my second shade of concealer in the shade Natural Beige, and I'm going to apply that under the eye for a brighter under eye look. This is my preference. If you don't like a brighter under eye, then you can skip this step. Blending that out, then I'm going to get my Morphe powder puff. I'm going to dip that in my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and we're going to put the setting powder everywhere that we put concealer. When applying, you want to use less is more. We don't want to overdo it, and once we do that, we're going to let that sit, and we're going to apply our foundation at the bottom of our face. When applying your foundation, you want to also make sure that you put the foundation on your neck as well, so everything is blended all together. Then you want to make sure that you apply foundation to your forehead as well. Going in with my same black opal stick, I'm going to apply contour on my forehead as well. Then I'm going to blend that out with my contour brush, and we're going to tap, 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 and blend this all together. Once I'm done with my contour, I'm going to take my powder puff and I'm going to dip it into the translucent powder, and we're going to slide that under the contour. Here's my favorite part. Going in with my Juvias Place blush, we're going to apply blush under the eye and on the cheekbone. You can apply as little or as much as you like. Me personally, I love a lot of blush. Next step, I'm going in with my Juvias Place eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to use the brown shade in the top row, the one in the middle. I'm only going to apply that on the outer part of the eyelid, not on the inner part. Repeating that same step to the other eyelid as well. Seeing the same tapping motions. Always remember, tap, 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 tap into the skin. Using the Natural Beige concealer, I'm going to apply that in the corner of my eye. Look is going to be like a half cut crease. Once I apply the concealer at the top of both of my eyelids, I'm going to then go in with the same Juvia's Place palette, and I'm going to use that white shade at the bottom to go over on top of the concealer. You do have to reapply the white shade a few times for it to be pigmented. Now I'm going to take my black opal stick and I'm going to contour my nose. I'm going to go back in with the white eyeshadow, and I'm going to reapply more just because I feel like it needs a little bit more. Then we're going to go in with the brown shadow. Apply that in the middle section so it gives smooth transition. Using my blender brush, I'm going to blend out the contour on the nose. And you want to make sure that you're blending the nose contour into the brow. So you just want to make sure that you blend it out as much as possible. And if you apply too much product, we can always apply the setting powder to make it not look so hard. Going in with the setting powder, we're going to apply that down the bridge of the nose where we had our contour. Using a thin brush, I'm going to do my lip liner on the lips using my eyeshadow in the same shade that we use on our eyelids. I don't got no lip filler, but one thing about it, I'm going to overline these lips and it's going to give lip filler every time. This is my absolute go-to lip combo. I'm using the MAC lipstick in the shade Honey Love. Rub that in, and then I'm going to take that same small brush and we're going to just rub in around the edges so that everything blends. Using the same brush we applied the foundation, I'm now going to take that brush and we're going to tap away the excess setting powder. To go in with more finishing touches, we're going to add black eyeliner to the waterline. This is a drugstore eyeliner. I can't remember the name of the brand. Any brand of roll-on eyeliner will work just fine. Now we're going to go in with our NYX gloss in the shade Fortune Cookie, applying that all over the lips, and then I'm going to go in with some mascara and I'm going to add that to my bottom lash. I feel like the black mascara at the bottom and the eyeliner is the perfect finishing touches to bring out the whole look. In this next step, I would usually apply lashes, but since I have mink individuals, I'm going to be brushing them. I'm going to go in with this Revolution highlighter and apply that to the cheekbone for extra razzle dazzle. Then I'm going to now top everything off with my setting spray. This is my e.l.f. setting spray, and we're going to spray that all over the face. And this is the final look, soft, clean, and beginner friendly. Remember, makeup is not about perfection, it's about enhancing what you already have. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Mthangtv.